Hashtag the ENFJ Protagonist. Natural leaders who want to transform the world. Imagine waking up each morning with an almost magnetic pull toward other people. You see the potential in everyone around you, the hidden strengths they haven't discovered yet. There's a vision in your mind of how things could be better, how people could grow, how communities could thrive. You're energized by connection, but it's never just casual small talk. You want depth. You want to matter. And you feel almost personally responsible for helping others become their best selves. If this resonates, you might be an ENFJ, what Myers-Briggs calls the protagonist. This archetype has roots in Carl Jung's original typology of how people perceive and judge the world. The Myers-Briggs Foundation refined these insights into what we use today. The ENFJ sits at a unique intersection. They're extroverted and values-driven, intuitive and decisive. They're the natural leaders, mentors, and changemakers. But like all personality patterns, this comes with both tremendous gifts and genuine blind spots. Let's start with what actually moves an ENFJ at their core. These individuals are fundamentally motivated by growth, both their own and other people's. They operate from a deep sense that life is supposed to mean something, that relationships matter, and that there's potential waiting to be unlocked in almost every situation. Where a lot of people see a random collection of colleagues, an ENFJ sees a team with unrealized synergy. Where others see a friend struggle, they see an opportunity to guide someone toward transformation. This isn't arrogance. It comes from genuine empathy and an intuitive ability to read what people need, often before those people recognize it themselves. But that same drive has a shadow. ENFJs often carry an unspoken fear that they're not actually important enough, that their efforts won't matter, or that they'll fail to inspire others into their vision. This fear can become unconscious armor. They may push themselves to exhaustion, say yes to too many commitments, or become hyper-focused on being indispensable to the people they care about. The fear of insignificance, whether they admit it consciously or not, can drive a lot of ENFJ behavior. Now let's talk about their actual strengths, because they have genuine ones. The first is what we might call transformational charisma. ENFJs don't just communicate information. They communicate meaning and possibility. A manager with ENFJ patterns doesn't just delegate a project. They paint a picture of why it matters to the organization's mission and how the person doing it will grow through the challenge. This ability to connect tasks to purpose is rare and powerful. You see this in great teachers, mentors, and leaders who people remember their whole lives because that person believed in them. The second strength is authentic relationship building at scale. Most people assume you can't have deep, genuine connections with many people. ENFJs somehow do this. They remember personal details about people. They follow up. They create environments where others feel genuinely seen and valued. A good ENFJ colleague becomes the person everyone trusts, the one people go to when they're struggling, not because that person is a therapist, but because they've cultivated real belonging. The third strength is their ability to mobilize people toward collective vision. ENFJs are organized, decisive, and genuinely care about execution. They're not dreamers who get stuck in theory. They can take an abstract ideal and turn it into a concrete plan with clear roles and milestones. They inspire commitment because people sense that the ENFJ actually believes in what they're building and has thought through how to make it real. But here's where we need to be honest about the shadow side, the patterns that cause struggle when they go unchecked. The first pitfall is what we might call rescuing behavior. Because ENFJs are so attuned to what others need and so driven to help, they can slip into fixing people's problems before being asked. They anticipate struggles and move in with solutions. This can undermine someone's autonomy and create dependency. I've watched ENFJs become frustrated with people for not taking the help they've carefully prepared, not recognizing they never asked for it in the first place. The second pitfall is emotional intensity that can overwhelm others. ENFJs feel things deeply and expect others to match that intensity. They can become frustrated or hurt when people don't respond to their efforts with equal enthusiasm or gratitude. A colleague tells them she's leaving the company, and the ENFJ might become genuinely grieved, even though it was a professional relationship. They can inadvertently make their feelings about someone else's situation into a big emotional event. The third pitfall is what we might call vision rigidity. ENFJs see a path forward so clearly that they can struggle to recognize alternative approaches are valid. They have an internal blueprint of how things should unfold, and deviation from that plan can feel like resistance or even betrayal. A team member suggesting a different strategy isn't presenting a viable option. It's undermining the collective vision that the ENFJ has worked so hard to create. So how does an ENFJ actually grow? The first practice is learning to differentiate between their own needs and others' needs. This sounds simple, but it's profound work. An ENFJ might keep saying yes to mentoring opportunities while slowly burning out, never quite noticing it because they're focused outward. Setting actual boundaries isn't selfish. It's self-respect.